So did everybody know everyone else?
No, I think, okay, this meeting is called to order, and I'm going to have Kelly chair it. I'm going to be taking notes, that's why I've got the camera going, so that I know what's happening.
So you must be Kelly. I'm Kelly.
And so everybody, starting with Kelly, should go around the room and introduce who they are and why they're here. Kelly?
Huh?
You start. Why are you here?
Why am I here?
Yeah.
Well, because I really want the Strawberry Festival to happen. And Peter appointed me to be the chairperson.
And your show is the...
Is the community calendar on Tuesday night, 6 o'clock.
I'm DJ Hunter. I do classic disco hits of the 70s, 80s, 90s from 6 until 8. I'm also a volunteer coordinator, and I want to be part of the Strawberry Festival too.
Yeah.
Sit, John.
I'm just observing, and
You're
I'm
going to make us hope to.
so happy to.
Well, give your name.
We're just going around the table right now, so.
No one takes care of the place here.
Cynthia, you wanna
Yeah.
say who you are?
I'm Cynthia.
You're Cynthia. Okay, well, need she say more? No?
And my name is Bill, and I'm here because, well, I've been doing a show with you for about a year.
Uh-huh.
And that's the Public Affairs Hour from 5 to 6 with Milo, and now I'm doing it on Thursday, and I'm shooting to do it Tuesday and Thursday. Because Roy's so hard working Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, Milo said, just why don't you help me out and take Tuesday? I think that's a great idea. And I was here at the Strawberry Festival last year, and I applied then. So anyway, I've sort of been part of the station for a year, and you needed help. I'm here.
Was it the Strawberry Festival that convinced you to come on?
No, I've been a guest on Milo's show a couple of times, and I knew about it. So out of curiosity, who all these people were, I came up.
Okay.
Keith Blackstone, I have a show Friday nights at Friday Funhouse. Friday Funhouse from 10 to midnight on Friday nights. And I'm here just because I'd like to support the station. I'm curious to see how we're going to make this festival work, and it doesn't seem like we have anybody close on it in the past.
That could be a great thing. That way we won't get mired in, you know, you got to do it this way because it's always been done that way.
We're going to do it different.
Yeah.
Improvisation.
They're not scared.
Yeah. So I'm
I don't
here.
know, do you new people that I've never met? Yeah.
Yeah, this is a good bonding exercise. So I'm Peter Andrews. I haven't been around much over the last 3 years, but I was around too much the first 4. But I still do have one show, 1 hour a month on Sunday nights, following Don and Janelle and preceding Sadie. So I know them really well. Joanna?
I'm just here because I got an email. It was open to the public, and that's nice, and I thank you for that. Transparency and sharing and inclusion. And I'm not going to, just enough of the papers, they're just like...
But they're more worried that I've got the camera going.
Get the camera going.
Although an ad would be nice at some point, maybe.
Hello.
I'm Janelle Parr. I'm part of the Don and Janelle show on Off the Hook on Sundays. We do it every Sunday from 7 to 8, but today we took Milo's show and we did our show today. And we're not going to do it on Sunday because it's Mother's Day and I'm taking Mother's Day off. So we just got through that show. And I was the queen last year, the Strawberry Festival queen. And so I came to just help you get that part going and pull back on it a little bit because I have some feelings about it.
Queen, let's go for Queen this year.
And what's queen? What it means, it doesn't much. You're a queen.
Hey, I don't need you.
Well, what was it, 1 year they had a dog running?
Yeah. So, that's right.
Well, I'm Don Kennedy, the other half of Don and Janelle's office.
I'm Sadie Damascus, the laughing lady at 10 o'clock to midnight on Sunday nights. I've been here like 6.5 years maybe. And I've been to a bunch of these things, but I've never done a whole lot of work for them except sign painting, and I'm thinking I should probably like take on, you know, a job. Who knows? Yeah. So, if you want to be amused, get in touch with me. Don't want to.
All right, I'm Megan Hope, and I have a show, Kaleidoscape, on Sunday mornings from 7 to 9.
Okay, Kelly, take it away with your agenda.
Okay, well, yeah, I have one from Megan Perkins, and this one's from Peter, but what I wanted, I thought what we could maybe start off with is talking about Suki and the kids, because we just kind of had a quick informal meeting.
More comments on that?
I have more, yeah. And so Peter and I and Suki and a couple of the boys that have the voice of, they do the voice of youth, we all got together the other day, and we talked about what they are doing, what they have done, what they're going to do. And Suki has all of the entertainment already lined up, which is bands. There's going to be children doing tap dancing. Her ladies that are in her group are going to be doing belly dancing. And so that's done, which is great. And then the other thing is with the teenagers, I asked each of them, they're at the different schools, if one would bring art that has something to do with strawberries, or a strawberry theme, and the other one to bring poetry. And so from what I'm hearing in town is they've already been talking to their friends, and the parents know, and they're all excited. And so anyhow, I thought that what would be neat is to like hang the art or hang the poetry around this area here in the middle or down there on the side. And Suki was wondering if perhaps we could go into the, what's it called, the sanctuary area, if she could possibly do her entertainment in there. And also she suggested that some of the children who are even in the audience, we'd ask them the day of if they would like to read some of the poems.
Question?
Take it away.
Just wanted to question, you said to their performance in the sanctuary as opposed to a stage.
Yes, that's what she said.
So you,
Well, the stage would really for the musical groups. We did that 1 year before, 1 year.
my question was, just the sanctuary alone or the stage also? I wasn't clear on that.
I think she said just the sanctuary for the dancing and the poetry reading and, let's see, so the bands out on the side.
And some years we've had a little band set up over here. If the sanctuary's closed, we could do a 3-stage event.
In the back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the garden.
If you're gonna do dancing, you have to have a solid floor. You can't do it on the stages. It doesn't.
Yeah.
And the other thing I'm concerned about is you have to make sure with the church that it's okay to use the sanctuary for
Yes.
performances.
Yeah, we'll put that question to the chief.
It's not profane.
No, I'm just saying, because it is.
Yeah, thank you.
I was at the Guerneville Elementary last night, and they had a great stage production. Anybody here saw that? Let them have an encore here. They did great dance. They had from kindergartens right up, I guess, 8th graders. They were like high school kids.
That's a good idea.
But they're all rehearsed. They have a drama or a teacher, who put this thing on. It was a great production. I was really amazed.
Do they bring you down?
Yes, they loved it.
Well,
All the kids loved it.
Just
It's an
keep in mind,
encore.
school's out in
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
school will have been
celebration.
out for 3 weeks by the time the Strawberry Festival.
One of the hard things being a teacher, and I've been a teacher for a long time, and I'm not anymore, is to get any group together during the summer, because you have no central way of doing it. Now, they may have a way of doing it if you approach them. It's through the bilingual program over at Guerneville School, and the woman that you probably could contact would be, her name is on here, I think it's in Maxwell. This is Maxwell, what's her first name?
Okay.
Anyway, but you ask over there, they'll tell you who's in charge of the program, and it's the dance group that they do, and then they could let you know. And they have small groups, they had anywhere from first kindergartens up to 7th and 8th graders, but the high school kids just came back because they like to do it, but they might be willing to do it. But they're the best ones to connect on that.
And that's to withdraw their friends and parents. They're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they break dance on the stage?
No, it's all, it's music, I mean, it's all dances from South America, Central America. They talk about it and they also tell the background in English and in Spanish, because these are bilingual children. That started it. It started as a program for the bilingual children, and all the other kids in the school wanted to learn how to do this kind of dance. So there's other kids that aren't in the bilingual program that love to come and do the dance, because they dress them, their costumes are amazing.
Yes,
I
absolutely
mean, the
professional.
dresses they put on them, and the costumes they put on those kids, and they make them all for those kids to use, and then they use it.
It was inspirational.
Yeah.
Okay, starting out, first off, do we have a date? I've not heard of a finalized date.
June 22nd.
June 22nd. Okay, it's a
It's a
Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
And what time?
We just, here I think 2 to 7 because, you know, it's so hot for a lot of folks. So we're thinking of,
2 to 7, hottest part of the day.
Yeah.
well, as opposed to 12 to 5.
I like going to 7, but
Well, it depends on if you're on the logistics of breaking down the stage, so now you don't.
right. Well, it's summertime.
But that's my next question. Last year, Milo supplied the stage and the sound system. Is he doing that again this year?
He hasn't gotten back to me. I have called him and he said he had to check his calendar and see, you know, if his band's going to be playing that day. If not, he said he'd be willing to do the sound part of it. And I've asked him to possibly, if he could train the teenagers so that maybe in the future they can take over and do this, you know.
There is a stage in town that I use for the Guerneville Tonight Show, which is through the Park and Rec Department. And you have to sign up all these forms, and you have to have insurance. I mean, there's a lot of things you have to go, but they bring it to you for $1. And you have to put it up, take it down. Don put it up and take it down. So he knows how hard it is. But it is available for local events.
Is that Elvis?
No, this is not the one, no, this is
This
Park
is
and Rec.
county yard stage, 4 setups, you
Park
can
and Rec
make
has
it as small as you like.
Yeah,
It's really a good setup, quick and easy.
How many people does it take to set
But
it
the
up?
thing about now is they used to just lend it to you, but now because they've had been audited, you have to have a contract, or sign a contract and everything. But it's easy to do. I mean, it's done a process, but you have to make sure that you do have insurance. Because you have to have it.
There's the one at Beth's home 2 weeks ago.
But
Do we have insurance?
what's the stage they use? What's the
Well,
stage?
you have to.
Right.
Yeah, it's Milo's stage.
They're heavy.
Oh,
It's big and fancy, but still a
You can
little
put 50
creepy.
people on that stage.
I'm just a nuts and bolts guy. I'd like to see the important stuff squared away. The stage, the sound system, the acts. You say she's got some acts lined up. Do you
Yeah,
know
she
who?
does.
Do you have any idea who?
Well, Suki teaches dance, so she has a dance crew of women, and then also she teaches children. So the children are going to do tap dancing, and her group is going to do belly dancing.
And the bands
And the bands
are the Thugs, is that right?
Oh boy.
The Thugs is one of them.
The Thugs was one of them.
Yay.
Oh boy, that may be something I don't have with me.
Last year we had the stage backing up against the building instead of over there. Did you guys think that was a good idea?
The last 2 years I've been here, it seems to be fine.
The only part is if you don't want to work on the other side of it.
I think,
And I worked on the other side of it, it was really
I
loud.
think maybe it was more out of the sun the last year.
You want shade.
Well, they built a cover over it. We don't have somebody who's going to build a cover over it, but no, it's probably not a great idea. I was there the day before. It took a crew all day to get the stage built. And that's one of the nuts and bolts things I think you need to know about.
Well, and that may be one of the,
Assume people are going to show up and want to be available.
Well,
to do it.
the park stage we can put up in an hour and a half.
Yeah, but the cover, you gotta have, build a whole frame and have people up on the roof and hang the tarp and do all
Well,
this
we're gonna
stuff.
hang it for kids, just, you know,
the reality
Asian tarp swung and, should be
of
sufficient.
this year's Strawberry Festival is that we're not going to have a crew of 50 to work on these things. We pretty much maybe
Keep
We
it
didn't have a
simple.
crew of 50, but if, we had at least a crew of a half dozen able-bodied people.
But you're talking about just for one thing. I'm talking about for the whole thing. For the whole thing, there was a crew of 50.
No, I'm just talking about
I know.
this.
Yeah,
Peter, you're the one who's gotten the hay bales, I'm sorry.
But,
Are you the one who's gotten the hay bales in the past?
either Stephen Gross or I have done that, but we're not going to do hay bales this time. We need to cut everything back. We need to be way scaled back. If we're talking a day to set up a stage, we're just gonna have to go thousands. Yeah.
The entertainment,
If it isn't appropriate, how much money do we spend to put this on? You know, approximately?
You mean in the past?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I didn't
How much
ask maybe.
profit did they make?
Well, I
last
don't
year
know.
they made $4,000.
Profit?
Profit.
Net, gross, net?
Yeah, average after everything was paid, $4,000.
I wonder how much they spend, do you know?
I don't know.
I'm just curious, you know.
There isn't an awful lot of expense because there's no rental, of course, because it's on the church grounds. The,
Food, strawberries.
pardon?
The food, strawberries.
The-
Well,
all that
strawberries
stuff
have
is
always been,
donated.
had been, I don't know about last year, but in the previous years, it's always been donated by Food for Humans.
Yeah.
Food,
But they're not doing it
They're not
this year.
doing it.
they're not doing any of the prep.
Plus, it's
The
a month
prep
after
is what's
strawberry season.
time consuming and takes lots of people and out, in and
So
out.
where will the strawberries?
Yeah, but you're not paying people to do that, they're volunteering.
We were, but none of those people are here.
Yeah. So
It's,
I think we need, instead of having 87 crates of strawberries being turned into 20 different types of dishes and farmed out to people to make cakes and pies with, that's probably not going to happen. We can have strawberries, but it's going to have to be well scaled down.
Okay.
Everything's going to have to be scaled
I
down.
said I wasn't going to say anything, but you know, people talk about the paper, and they say, they'd like to see, instead of all the pies and the hot chocolate thing, smoothies.
That's a great idea.
As far as food goes, I don't think, at least my feeling is that if we can put on a strawberry festival, period, then that is going to continue the tradition going on, and that's the main thing I want to see happen. Whether it makes no money or $1,000 or $4,000 is probably material. There's plenty of money in the bank, and KGGV isn't going to fold if they don't make money off this event. But they might fold if they don't have a strawberry festival. So I think the strawberry festival needs to happen, and it needs to be scaled down to what we can achieve. What can we achieve? And without completely breaking our backs and everybody we knows back, setting up and tearing down the stage so that
We have to have the stage, we have to have enough seating. Those things are just, they have to happen.
no, you don't.
Strawberries, we could like downplay.
You don't have to have them. We did the 15 events in summertime on Friday evenings a few years back, and there was no stage. People set up out there. They set up in the back parking lot. Everybody had a good time.
That's true.
There were hay bales there, we'll say that.
We do have two platforms, though. We have the platform, a dilapidated one over there because we brought to speed, which is a 12 by 12.
Right.
And then the council was talking about taking the shed, the tin shed off of there and moving it off, and there's another platform, same size, put them side by side, and you have a stage.
Well, and maybe that's the cheap version of doing
And we
it.
have some concrete pillars there, we could raise it up again, so we elevated it up at least 2 feet up. And that would seem adequate.
You could do that days in advance, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, that sounds good. I mean, that means cutting out some of the effort and the need for, a crew of burly men for, 6 hours to take it down and set it up again. And tear it down.
Maybe.
So I have the list,
I could get the stage put up.
Hey, can we get that? I know we've been talking, I added in 12 and 13 because they weren't on the agenda, so it
Peter, you
might be.
gotta let her lead the meeting.
Pardon?
You gotta let her lead the meeting.
Okay.
so I have the list, Megan was wondering. So the bands are going to be Pocket Canyon Ramblers, the Stars of Jazz, Apartment H,
The Stars of Jazz?
the Stars of Jazz,
Yeah.
the Spiral
The
Lights.
Sisters of Jazz, is that what you're saying?
Mhm.
She being one of them.
Who said that was happening?
And I just,
Suki's just trying to line things up, and
Okay.
she's
She hasn't talked
not
to
saying it, no.
She hasn't talked to any of these people.
She nominated you.
She, but I know we talking.
okay, I was under the impression that she had already talked to these folks, because she said Apartment H, and then she said that one wasn't confirmed. And then she said the Spiral Lights and the Thugs.
So,
My suggestion to you would be to call these folks and verify this.
Okay, that's
Or
good.
call Suki and have her
Just
call you back.
nail it down
Yeah, that's good.
before you start telling people who's gonna be doing what.
Okay. So, let's see what else. So, what about having arts and craft booths?
Yes.
Anybody up for that? Because I am.
When you're listening to the music and wandering around with a strawberry in your hand, it can get kind of boring with nothing to buy but a hat and a t-shirt. I hate to say it, but perhaps booths would really tighten this place up a little. The Mermaid Festival, which is a very similar festival, has had success with that. And some of our little booths we set up for free for kids or whatever have been kind of ignored. I don't think we set up very well.
Vendors and arts and crafts would be a plus. And since we all know vendors and friends of ours who are vendors who might be, be interested in that, I know a couple of them would be happy to set up shop there and kick back, something from their sales to the event. So
They could do it interesting, putting up raffles.
Yeah, no problem.
So, and once the word gets out there, a number of them may very well want to set up shop here.
I think, well, yeah, I already have a few that are very enthusiastic, but yes, for sure they wanted to participate.
So, okay.
One of them is one of the merchants downtown, so I was pleased.
There's art classes at the senior citizens building up the street.
Mhm.
They do art, they'd probably be glad to put their wares out and talk to kids. It's probably their kids and stuff involved in all this.
Well, that would be a great idea, just talk to
Yeah.
those folks over there, and they said that their meal program is in jeopardy right now because not that many people are going and eating. And so we talked about the possibility of them having some sort of a shuttle up there. But at any rate, it would be neat for them to come and have their own little
Yeah.
booth or what have you, where they can, talk to people. Nathan, do you have any?
No, we don't have the
Okay.
We're
So,
on the agenda here, the Queen is right up at the top.
yes, Queen.
Yeah.
We addressed
So wait,
that.
before we start that, are we definitely on the time is 2 to 7, or is that up for discussion, or what?
I think 2 to 7 is a good time, but I'm definitely flexible and open to any other ideas.
Should we vote?
I guess so.
Well,
Is that what you want to vote?
I move that we still do so.
Okay, so we're going to take a vote, 2 to 7?
And somebody has to second it.
I second it.
Okay, all right, so that's...
Discussion?
You can have a discussion.
Well, 2 to 7.
Do you have feelings of that time?
Well, I just want to open up for discussion. Of all the times I've come to it, the biggest crowds were at the beginning and around noontime.
That would be my thought.
You know,
Yes,
so
it is.
especially if they're, let's say, if they're coming out of church, or it's right at the beginning of their day and it's the best time to grab them. That's my only concern. 2 to 7 may save you on the heat, but you may lose out on maybe people.
Well, the people that work till 5 o'clock may come over then to see the
Well, it's
clubs.
Saturday.
It's a
so-
Saturday.
It's a Saturday,
It's not.
so it's on a
Well,
Saturday.
it's not.
And if you've got, it comes 5 o'clock and the place is still packed, there's no reason why you have to shut it down. You just
I see.
keep having a party.
But if we tell people it's going till 5, and then we go to 7.
7,
No.
go to 7.
Well,
It's open-ended, what the hell?
How about 1 to 7?
You two would be.
I think the most important thing would be to,
It seems to me that people are always rushing over here and then instead of lunch, they get like strawberries and chocolate and stuff. And it's kind of, 12 o'clock on Saturday is not a good time for me. I mean, but 1, we don't want to go for 7 hours though.
Oh, this gentleman
Keith?
is trying to say something.
Is that a 10-hour party?
okay, I think the most important thing is you get the talent lined up and you're sure they're coming and you get them in a time slot. People come to see the bands. You need to have a schedule,
That's good.
whether you start at noon or 2 or whatever. That's not as important as having the band scheduled, so people who want to see them know when they're going to be here, and they'll be here then.
Yeah, she has 2 to 7.
And it's harder to
She has a schedule.
It's harder to get bands late in the evening because they can go get a gig and get paid for it. That's why they will volunteer time.
Yeah, do we have the clubs lined up at 5:30?
Yeah, that would be a good question to find out whether,
5:36
if they were, if they thought that they were gonna be playing at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, then they can catch a gig later in the evening.
So me, I would just put noon till 7, and
Yeah, but break in the middle
you
and
can
have
be
them go
loose
watch
with
the
it, you
kids'
don't
break.
have to absolutely adhere to that, but the most
Yeah.
important thing is have your bands lined up and scheduled, and then you go from there.
Yeah, well, she
Yeah.
has them on the schedule here, but,
I have to make that confirmation.
yeah, I do have to, yeah.
And you can schedule anything, but you gotta make sure that they're doing it.
Yeah, make sure they know about it, that they're gonna be here.
Well, I don't know, I think going to 7 is kind of exciting, you know? It's probably anything at 5 on Midsummer's Day almost seems a little crass.
Well, if we're having a good time, 7 will, you know, will come too fast. If we're having a lousy time, it'll drag on forever.
So we're talking about,
Yeah.
people think you like 12 to 7, is that what's on there now?
12 to 7's a long time.
Yeah, really long.
We'll have to have, you know, 2 people to do every job.
Well, see, I have my house right there.
And we don't have to have 2 people for every job. Again, this is making it bigger, and you really need to make it smaller. We need to scale down.
Yeah,
But you got a month to recruit help.
no, that's not long.
We're discussing time periods, and I think it should be about 5 or 6 hours. But when?
Certainly
I
fine.
didn't notice that the most people were there at the beginning.
A lot of people, I thought, came in at the end, right at the end is when they started dancing and everything. And they were just getting in it, and so because so many were dancing, they decided to play longer.
And that
I think
was
1 to
the band.
7.
That's
Yeah.
what it said, it was the band that they came to see.
Yeah, so I think 1 to 7 would be good.
1 to 7 sounds good to me.
Okay. Do you so move? I second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
We got time.
Can you guys pass back the trail mix?
So, Janelle, can we talk about the queen contest, and since you are the queen and you've been involved in that, could you talk to us about that a little bit?
Well, you're supposed to get people to run for queen, and the idea is they pay $1 a vote to get as many votes, and if you get the most votes, you become the queen. And you have to find people that are willing to go out there in the community and get people to give you $1 for every vote that they do, or back you in any way. And then you're the queen, and you get the honor to be the queen, and that's about it. Nothing really happens after that.
What an honor.
You get to ride in the parade.
I thought maybe we did the whole thing, I should have said, I'm the queen, you all have to stop.
Yeah, that's when we should have the parade.
I think it should be very simple. I don't think the queen needs a whole basket of stuff. I didn't really need it. It was nice, but I think mainly that this is what you're doing. If you want to run for queen, you get the honor of being the queen, and you get a few things, but, you know,
Get the
a lot of stuff. And trying to find people to run for it is a big thing. I was, you know, not sure that they asked me, and I said I didn't want to, and all these people kept pushing me, so I did it.
Did you put out to the gate and meet you too?
Anyone who wants to run. So it doesn't have to be a queen contest, it could be, what was the term we came up with?
Crown. The what? Crown.
Strawberry crown. Instead of saying queen
Strawberry
contest,
crown.
you get the strawberry crown, that way you could be anyone.
Sounds like a vague with
My only comment was, I don't think animal should be run. That's just like.
Why is the fish printed green?
Should it only be somebody on the radio station?
Well, no, last year Katie Guglielmino ran and she got a lot of votes.
It was embarrassing to be beaten by a pig or a dog or whatever that was.
I know. So, I mean, just finding people to run for it if you don't have people to think for it. It is a really hard thing to, I think it's really hard to do it because it's going out and asking people for money to, you know, and when you do that, you really need to be saying, you know, why we're doing it and what is it for, you know, and rather than just saying it's just for KGGV, maybe it should be more specific because then maybe they'd have a more, you know, interest to gift it all. I don't know. To me, I'm not good at that. I mean, I won, but
Is it
I was only
necessary?
trying.
Is it necessary? How much money did we make from it?
A lot of money, we made 1/4 of the whole income.
It's a little money.
I think it's always made about $1,000.
Yeah, it's always made over $1,000.
It's a no, I mean, it doesn't cost you anything, it just takes those people. I mean, those people are hustling all the time. and you're running for this, you're hustling everybody you know, and then that day, all you do is go around and ask people for money.
So do you go out with a tin cup, basically? Do you collect checks and cash?
That's why people are doing it.
Yeah, I said, would you like to be would you like to vote for me for Queen? And then you say, well, no, and it's okay, then, would you like to vote for me for Queen? Well, give me $1, and I'll put it in here, and that was what it was. And it's an easy way, some people think it's an easy way. It wasn't easy for me, but for some people it is.
Has Vera ever run? The mermaid?
No.
She probably would.
It doesn't have to, it doesn't have to be a person in a radio station.
Kind of, from what I've.
If anybody can think of any people who might want to do it, it's just a way of supporting the radio station. It's always nice to have some of the DJs run, but you don't have to be a DJ.
Why don't you embarrass the man who has Strawberry King instead?
Well, that's what I mean, it's a strawberry
That's what it's
crown,
called.
it can be.
We were hoping when
And
we
we tried
first
to get-
created it, that some of the more flamboyant members of the community might come out and try to really make it something, and we just didn't seem to appeal to that crowd at all.
I'll guarantee you this little crown is going to be of the jewel beauty.
Oh, the new one, okay.
But now, with this discussion, I'm going to have to add some masculinity to it.
No,
Something that a man would wear too,
Oh, look,
Oh,
he wears a crown.
Strawberries and axe heads.
Huh?
Strawberries and axe heads.
Oh, no, this is going to be jewels.
Oh, well, gee.
So I think pushing the idea that it's a strawberry crown, and not the Queen contest, would open it up in that respect. It could be anyone, any human being, I don't know.
The next day, hi, I'm running for the strawberry crown at the strawberry festival. Sounds kind of funny, give me $1.
No, you're not running for it, you want to get the strawberry crown. In other words, I want to have the strawberry crown for me.
You say you want to be the strawberry queen, but you really mean that you want the strawberry crown
Yeah.
or king.
You could call it king and queen, but you can get the strawberry crown and you would be either the king or you would be the queen.
Get it out of the
Oh, okay.
So you get the crown, either you're the king, if it's a male, you get the king.
Okay.
So we need people to run for that, if they want to do that.
Yeah, so.
Supreme Strawberry.
So, Janelle, I know that your daughter also has helped out with the children's activities in the past, you said, right?
No, not here, no.
Not
No,
here.
no, just run the festival. She just works, she works and then she's been president of hogs at school. And
Okay,
she doesn't have, I talked to her, she has no time.
okay, all right. So would you be willing to find some people that would run for?
Well, I need other people to help me do that, because everyone I know has done it.
Are you going to run again, or we trying? No?
Run again. I'm not, I was beat by a
You should run again, Sadie, if I won't let you go.
If elected, I will now serve.
We'll say
Sadie, you can run again, and I won't run any jobs against you.
You
There are
bark
two.
better now?
Well, I like the idea of Vera. I heard she's not having her mermaid festival this year, they're taking a break this
Oh,
year.
wow.
So that means maybe
Maybe she can bring us a mermaid stage act. If we have 6 hours to fill instead of 5.
yeah.
Plus we have 2 or 3 stages. We're gonna need some people.
Mhm.
Maybe all the entrants for king or queen should get up on the stage for 2 minutes and do some kind of act, and then come down and get a bunch more dollars, and then that would be the peak.
That's a good idea.
And they should come up on the stage and introduce themselves.
Yeah, nobody really knows who they are unless they go to bars and
Yeah, because it gets in there, she walks in and they go, what are you
And
asking?
they're, hopefully something funny to a little bio or,
And
why they want to be.
Maybe they could all wear crowns all day with a big question
I have a
mark on
friendly
it.
amendment to your suggestion. Why not the producers? At least have name tags, because otherwise people hear us in radio. It's not television, they don't know who
Always
they are.
good, always good name tags for us.
So who's gonna help Janelle? I'm really trying to,
I will.
okay. Huh?
I will.
Are you gonna help find somebody, Peter?
Absolutely. I already know 3 people.
Well, something we could all focus on,
Okay.
we could all have.
That's number 1 done.
We all have a
We're allowing
system
sisters
friend.
to come in costume, right?
So the sooner the
Sisters
flyer,
Want they select in costume?
Well,
put them up
people
all
run for the crown always come up.
next week.
Okay.
Question.
That's the one thing, and if people that run, I just want to put this in, one thing that usually you come in some kind of a costume that goes with the theme of strawberries.
A cloak, you mean, an ermine,
Come in and bring up a chair.
I can't stay for the meeting, there's 2 meetings going on. I can't stay for either one of them, sorry.
There's another meeting going on?
Yes, see right there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, for that meeting.
Well, I'm glad you showed up, and you're gonna help, right, the day
Yeah, I'm
of?
gonna help us set up. Put me down for helping us set up the day before or the same
Can you
day.
say your name? Could somebody-
Roy Hosford.
Thank you, Roy.
Thank you, Kelly, and everybody else.
So I have a question on the
Have a good
topic
evening.
of Queen. Do we have a camera available so that maybe we can get a photograph of each of the contestants and then put it up?
I'll work that out.
That's a good idea.
That would be nice. Big question marks, you know, and then like, some people would give them all $1 when they saw them. And you wouldn't have to talk so much.
Seems like they had a booth.
Yeah, we did have pictures. The booth was what basically brought your money back while you could go over and
Right, but you could put pictures there.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I've got two spaces in front of my motor home under the awning there, one to the left, one to the right of the entryway. And one of those could certainly be the Queen's booth, and then whatever else, maybe the water booth on the other side.
Water.
I remember us having
Oh,
water
yeah,
every year with the...
Strange water.
You say queen, you gotta say queen or king.
So should we move on to the raffle?
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I'm kind of, it's okay, I'm kind of jumping around. And food, you know, I was thinking a barbecue would be nice.
Yes.
And barbecuing like hot dogs or something, like to, you know,
That
have.
would be good.
That was a really high point of the Mermaid Festival.
Do you have somebody who's gonna do food?
No.
I have an idea.
What's that?
Do food?
Megan,
Megan, what?
I have an idea that, and I'd have to suggest this to the church council, but that the church be responsible for the food concession.
Great.
One, it would help release KGGV of that responsibility, and it would promote some goodwill between KGGV and the church. And the church could use it as a fundraiser for themselves.
Good idea.
I love the idea.
It's a good idea.
Sounds great.
I mean, and the radio station, of course, would be responsible for, you know, whatever their strawberry, their dessert contests, all that the other food, but that, like the lunch, whatever, would be done by the church.
Wow.
That would be
I don't
fun. Do you think
necessarily
they-
agree that I like the church. This is supposed to be about raising money for the station, not for the church.
But it's
I'm
for
just
the,
saying that.
it's open up to the
That's what it's always
community.
been about before.
Wait a minute, it's open up to the community, to everybody can participate.
I'm not saying that they can't participate, I'm just saying up till now, this has always been about raising money for the station, not the church.
Yeah, but if we farm out a few things, the craftspeople take some money
That's
home,
fine.
we'll never make
I'm
more
just
money.
saying.
Plus, we've had
We're
bad
splitting what
things
little
with the
profit,
church.
we're
and we
splitting
should
what little
let
profit
them.
is gonna become to the station. That's my point.
Well, and then Peter even said maybe the parents could come over and, from the school. Didn't you talk about that?
But, yeah, but the school's gonna be up, that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, I just want to echo, I think, the point that you're bringing up, and I think it's a valid point. I'm not either agreeing or disagreeing with it. You know, the public opinion out there is, this is a fundraiser for KGGV, and we're moving forward in developing a strong partnership with the GCC, which we had once before. For some reason, it's not as strong as it used to be, but we're looking forward to developing it again. I would imagine that if the church council wants to do that, my question is, does that mean the church council, the church, puts forth all the expenses to run that food venue, then of course they get the income from it? Or does a percentage of what they get go to KGGV? I don't mean to talk money here, but that's what we're talking
Well,
about.
this would be in lieu of the possible processing fee that GCC might charge KGGV for the use of the property. You know, there's the processing fee, and, you know, the income that comes in has to be processed by, you know, by the church to get into the account and everything, so.
We have to give them some money, so
You know,
it's
this would be, instead of the church charging KGGV a fee, that wouldn't even be assessed, and then KGGV, I mean, the church could have their money and KGGV could have their money.
I think it's a great idea.
Excuse me. How much is the fee?
It's
They've never had one before.
they've never had one before.
I think it's just to be seen as legitimate operational expenses to keep everybody afloat here. It's not a question of principle, it's a question of practicality.
Yeah, just
You know,
this time around
I mean,
simple.
if the church goes broke, they're not gonna be able to pay the insurance, the taxes, you know, it's gone, then you're gone. I mean, let's get real.
And I'll reiterate what I said earlier at the beginning. The whole concept of this particular strawberry festival is not to squeeze every last nickel out of anybody who comes to it for the coffers of KGGV, who already got $10,000 in the bank and don't really need money to operate for the next 12 months. What they need is goodwill and to heal some of those rifts that are out there. So as a goodwill gesture, I see it's great on both sides. Take it, also, we're trying to scale down, scale it back. Somebody else wants to pick up handling all the food, great. I mean, the other thing I was going to pursue was going to the fire department, see if they wanted to do it. And, but they wouldn't necessarily be contributing if they took money into to us, but they do the food. Yeah.
One year, again, the Mermaid Festival, they had a Hard Rock coffee truck, which was completely crowded all day long.
Love it.
I mean, yeah, you know, I don't know, the people who stand in the kitchen all day long serving the food, I've never done it. Any of you? How horrible is it?
I didn't think it was bad, I don't mind doing it.
It wasn't.
I like it. People tend to take jobs they don't mind doing. That's what they take.
It's a social job. You get to talk.
Yeah, you talk with people and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I like to get coffee though, maybe whoever prepares it can make some coffee.
People who want to come and do their own thing and make our thing better, and also will make it up a little of the money that...
And we'll still do the dip the strawberries in chocolate thing, right? I know.
Yeah, and that would be
Yeah,
all of
that's
KGGV and the strawberry
Yeah.
dessert contest, whatever, all of that would be, and even the drinks. You
The
know,
frescoes,
you know, whatever
The dessert
sodas you guys want to
contest.
have, or whatever you want to do with the drinks, that would be KGGV. This is just, again.
Go ahead, Keith.
Do we know what fee the church would charge us if we decided we didn't want them to do the food?
I think it's 8 to 10%, something like that, from what I understand.
Of the profits at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
If they do the food, we don't have to put on every poster, some of this money will be going to the church.
I don't know.
And they don't have to wear things that say church lady either.
I'm just saying I'm just coming from how it's been done as to this is a new change, and I just want to acknowledge and have clarification if this is something different that we're doing this year. That's all. That
Be
from a
nice to have
station's
them
perspective, it's just that much less money coming in for the station, and I just want to be clear about what's different and how much it's going to affect.
I'm not sure we'll be less money because I'm not sure we don't have the people to actually run all these things.
Right, because, you know, we just guessing going forward, we're probably not going to have as much raffle stuff if we don't have much at this point. You know, we don't have as many people for the Queen contest, so I'm just looking at all the places where the money did come in before. It seems to be all scaled back, and I'm just looking at what's the point of putting this together if it's not making money.
The point of putting it together without making much money is to keep a tradition alive that has gone on for 7 years, and the entire populace of the surrounding area is watching everything we do now, and if we announce publicly that we're not doing a strawberry festival this year, everybody will say, that's it, go home.
They will.
Yeah, and they will, yeah.
But
they
if
will
all
use-
those security signs get together for 3 days of music, why will it?
You know, it's also drawing the assumption that it's not going to make money because we're scaling back is
I'm not saying we're not going to make money
well,
with this.
so all the effort we're going to put into it will be to generate income for KGGV, but, and I suspect that we will do just fine.
And fun.
You know, and
I
if we
think-
do scale back, that's the new order, at least for this year.
I think if you have the folks that are timely slot, you'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Yeah, but I think that's something we absolutely got to confirm. Because you got to get your advertising out there, and you can't get your advertising out there until you confirm your
I'll work on that tomorrow.
How much money does food usually bring in?
We don't know, we don't have any other count.
It's always about a quarter to probably a third is food. It's a big chunk. It's significant.
And that's including the donated strawberries and coffee?
Well, no, they mentioned though that that's food total, the strawberries are off of our KGGV.
Yeah, it would be hard to pull it apart of what part we'd still do and what part would be just sort of the basic, you know, lunch type food.
Well, Sister Wood said she would donate her chocolate fountain. She's not gonna be here though, unfortunately.
Can we get any of the sisters? They'd like them.
Sure would be nice to see some piece of chocolate.
We could go around and around on this. I'd like to ask for a vote on this, because that we pursue having the church volunteer and do the food.
Invite them to do it if they want to?
Yeah.
Good will motion? Yeah, I second it.
Third, fourth,
Okay, all in favor?
What if they say no?
Well, Plan B, firemen, I mean, they do have barbecue.
Food out of my trash.
I did.
If they chose not to vote, either they'd stay or they chose to say no.
I think people would come to the smell of barbecue.
You would.
You know, outdoor cooking is so irresistible.
That is true.
Well, and the church could get the firemen to help them too. I mean, it's just that I was talking to Steve Baxman today, and I said, Steve, you've got to come down and help us on this.
Well, don't forget the new captain, he's very, very charming, and he loves the recognition.
And there you go. It's a good way for them to, yeah, they could bring their trucks down. Yeah.
I have a question, how many pounds of strawberries usually are donated?
There's usually 8 flats.
How much?
8 flats.
Oh,
Where?
so how much would that cost if you got them?
Oh my God, you know, I think it's around like $120 or something like that. It's
Organic strawberries?
Organic
flowers.
insane.
It's around 30,
Or maybe it's more than that.
well, I think I got them at the, what they call it, for the Guerneville Tonight Show, and I went in and got 2 of them, and it was $39.
For 2 flats.
No, I think it's real, yeah, for 2 flowers.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah, I bought them at Safeway one year.
So $160.
What about Andy's? Would they help us?
in the past, what they offered to give us non-organic, and here the consensus of the group was that it has to be organic. They have to be organic strawberries. We have to support the organic strawberry growers.
There is a person, I can put this out, and Jimmy just told me about it, but I'm not positive. This guy on Highway 12, going from Sebastopol to Santa Rosa, there's a guy there that sells strawberries, and it doesn't say organic, but people have talked to him, and he doesn't have the quote organic label, but he doesn't spray, doesn't do anything to the strawberries, and many, many people go there to buy strawberries. He might be a good source.
Is he near Fulton or across the bridge?
No, he's not on River Road, he's on,
The vendor at Fulton and River Road has donated one year, donated food.
Oh, how much?
yeah, so it's, somebody told me about it.
I think since it's a month later than usual, there won't be as many strawberries. And since we've always got them donated and maybe we're buying them, maybe we can call it the Strawberry Festival, but also have bananas you can take to the chocolate fountain. Or little shish kebabs of different summer fruits.
Bananas would be great.
Yeah.
They would.
That would be good.
Slice them, slice them, stick them up your
And you
freezer.
can stick with certified organic.
I would donate a check of $150 for the strawberries.
Yes!
Nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So,
The other thing I was going to say, there still may be some places where you might be able to get some donations. There's a blueberry farm on Occidental
Yeah.
that has started last year. They started growing strawberries.
Oh.
And so, I mean, to at least talk to them and see if you can get a flat or something donated. I mean, if we can get anything donated, that's a cost that we don't have to incur. The other thing is that if you can't get them donated, you might want to talk to Feud for Humans and ask them if they'll sell it to you at their cost.
So who's doing that?
This is a suggestion.
And emphasize your 501c3 so they can get a tax write-off for donating, right? Half the value?
Yeah.
Which leaves another question in my mind. Without the church's 501c3, wouldn't there be a 10% tax on all these things anyway?
Not food.
Not for, but raffle, the other stuff. So in other words, we're escaping taxation.
Exactly.
501c3.
We want to make sure the church feels really good about this.
Yeah.
I think so.
So who's gonna get the strawberries? Did somebody commit to that?
Well, we've got the money, we can get the strawberries.
No, but
No, you have to have
who's
somebody
gonna,
else.
we need somebody to,
Well, that seems like a detail we can work out later.
I'm
No,
not
you
sure about that. I think we
Because
need
if you
to,
don't work out the detail, let me tell you, you have to do it during the night show, you do it all yourself, and Kelly will be dead by it.
yeah, I have a lot, other than this.
Super
You need a driver and a truck.
Why don't each of us go out for a week or so and ask around little places and then email what we found? Would that help?
Yeah.
Kevin has a meeting soon.
Yeah, we can have another meeting soon, that's a really good idea.
And delivery on the produce should probably be early Saturday morning.
No, picking up, well, one of the things was, in the past, of course, I haven't been involved in that part of the Strawberry Fest in years, but we would get the strawberries early Friday evening so that we could wash them and prep them,
Okay.
because some of the strawberries were not only being used to be skewered, but were used for the strawberry fresca, or the water, the strawberry water. So there was, the need to have them the night before so that they could be prepped out.
Was the
They go
strawberry
quick.
water, was it a big seller? Did it make it selling money?
The first couple of years it did. I don't know what happened to it after that. They started using lemonade and other things, so I don't know.
I think snow cones would be good, it's so
Oh.
hot,
Snow cones,
like, cherry, snow cones.
popsicles even.
I'm teasing you.
Popsicles.
Scale down. You don't want more than
Strawberry daiquiris.
I got it, strawberry daiquiris.
If you already have somebody who's going to be handling the fountain and then someone else is going to be handling you
I
don't
guess
need
I'm
to add more
thinking
things. Yeah, it's nice
of
to
the
think about
children.
it.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the children, because they're all enthusiastic, and I think they want
Got
to
some great
get
pictures of
involved.
children with chocolate all over their face. I mean, I tell you, children with chocolate is
The
really
kids in Lacey, I remember going to
Those are the best homemade ice
jumping around.
The best what?
homemade ice cream.
Well, how about if I find out if we can,
Nobody makes it anymore, no?
how about if I find out if we can get some of the parents to come, and maybe they can, sell some popcorn and snow cones and stuff with the children.
Yeah, freezer truck would come in right handy.
There's a woman, I don't know if she's still doing the share thing that has popcorn, does the popcorn in it.
Big thing,
Well, the.
Oh, popcorn machines, yes, I know a couple people that have popcorn machines.
Big ones.
Yeah, big ones.
good idea, good idea.
Yeah, well, that was Peter's idea, that popcorn.
Burns has got one, Don and Susie at Don's Dogs have one.
That's right.
The school, Mighty Rio School has one that they use for their Easter egg hunt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, such connections, it's wonderful to have you back.
What if it turns out to be 90 degrees and people are going to be subject to fainting in the heat listening to the bands? I think there are Lister bag or two. There's some free water for people to take just for biometric reasons.
That's what they've done in
You know,
the
for kids to run through.
There's water available, before there was water available, you just came and got a cup and they fill your water. There was plenty of water, you didn't have to buy it.
Right, well, like that.
People did buy water, but I mean.
Kelly and I can go over and find somebody who will donate that. I mean, you're talking about plastic bottles of water, so,
Yeah.
a couple of cases, 5 cases on ice type thing.
Yeah.
There's got to be a lot of places that would just say, yeah, I'll donate that.
But I think maybe school kids, if they come to dance and they're running around in the heat,
I
well, you don't want people wilting away.
Yeah,
I was-
so the water will be there, and they can have access to it. We don't need to
Was,
nurse it.
I know I brought up a sprinkler before, was there an insurance problem? A sprinkler for the kids and adults to run through?
It's too many. It would create mud.
Yeah.
It create mud.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad that you're dealing with the dust and everything on the blacktop, and there's, that issue, but it would create mud. I mean, and people tracking it wherever they go. It's not a good idea.
And it's an insurance thing too.
Along the lines of the children and activity.
There'll be plenty of shade there, it's 90 degrees is maybe if it's 105 or something, then you got, 90 degrees, people will have a grand time.
People aren't
As
here.
long as you got a cool place, and you've got plenty of shaded areas out and around the periphery, you've got the,
And that's what brings them inside.
I'm not worried about reticence.
Might be good to have a booth, a big shade area for people who need to get out of the sun.
Sure.
There's never any chairs in the.
So we need to put out a call for 3 or 4, half a dozen EC-ups, 10-foot EC-ups, to put them around different
we've
places.
got, the KGGV has got 2 or 3 of them in
Yeah,
the shed,
that-
plus a large white tent, how large, I have no idea.
Yes, yes.
I have one, I have a pop-up one too.
Peace and quiet.
Children, Kelly, you had a question?
Yeah, I have a question about the children. What about, I had the idea of like having, somebody could make like out of plywood a big strawberry and then having holes in it and then the kids could throw
I'll
beanbags.
take care of that,
What about that?
plywood with the faces.
Giselle, big one years ago.
Something I've done many times.
But could you make like a beanbag game?
Say what?
Could it be a beanbag game too, or?
Well, as long as we're talking about just cutting holes in plywood and doing painting on it, you know.
We used to have one with lots of strawberries you could put a bunch of people's heads through.
Yeah.
There it
And
is.
we also had one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
Maybe
That was Giselle.
Strawberries happen,
I thought I'd make one